What's cooking, Juventus fans? Welcome back to your old lady's favorite YouTube channel. One thing that you always know is Commisso. He's going to talk. He's going to spit fire at Juventus. But once again, he's going to bend the knee as he always does. He had some comments we're going to talk about today on the show, as well as we have some other news that when it comes to Juventus trying to get their 15 points back because this thing is not just and they need to get their justice back. And then finally, of course, we got to talk about a big renewal for Juventus and the future of the club. Stick with us. We'll fill you in. Ciao ragazzi, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Justin Sofro, and today, of course, I've got your latest rundown of all things Juventus, all the news you care about each and every single day. Before we do anything, though, do me a solid favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, of course, hit that bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos. Now, without any further ado, let's just jump into it. It's going to be probably a little bit more of a quick hit news day because there's not a ton out there, but there are some important pieces that I thought needed to be covered today. So very first off, let's go and talk about this. Not my bread and butter, not my cup of tea, let's be clear, but at the same time, I know a lot of you care about it when it comes to the U23, the youth project, everything that goes along with that for Juventus. Well, the very first news story we have for you today is Romeo Gnesti is confirming that Sule and Iling Jr. will both be starting against Vicenza tonight in the U23 Copa Final first leg. So if you guys are interested in that, if you want to see how they're playing, if you want to see if they maybe tune some things up to get ready and get back for the first team, you can watch that, of course, today, see how that goes, and you guys let me know. You all can let me know, because if there's one thing, I'm probably not going to watch it, but you guys let me know how that goes, and we can go on from there. All right, let's go ahead and continue on, though, and let's talk about other things going on with Juventus, and the next thing up is, of course, Juventus. They're not happy. You're not happy. I'm not happy. Nobody's happy if you're wearing black and white. And the reason is obviously everything that's gone on with the corruption, the FIGC, and everybody else involved when it comes to Juventus and the continued attacking of the club and trying to literally pull the rug out from the club no matter what is happening. And every single time it continues. But let's go ahead and say that Juventus are fighting back. Tutto Sports reporting that there are reasons why the sentence has been considered unjust and should be annulled. The 15 points are ridiculous. We all know this. There's no rule on capital gains, and therefore one cannot be convicted of them. That part bothers me so much. Every time I read that, it bothers me so much that they're able to twist everything they can to try to screw you and me and everything that comes to Juventus out of our points, out of our place in the standings, out of Champions League, out of players, out of everything that's going on. It's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, some fudging goes on, but make sure there's a rule about it. You can't just make up rules for something that it doesn't exist. This is a learning process. Maybe you set a precedent here, and maybe Juve shouldn't be doing these things, but at the same time, maybe set the precedent now, maybe set the rules now going forward, and then we can talk about this. Right now, though, Juventus, you know where I'm going with this. Anyway, let's continue on. I don't know why I need to cut in there. He goes on to say that the charge has been changed. The trial has not been fair, and above all, the new facts are not new. Juventus explained this appeal presented to the CONI board of guarantee these reasons. So, do I have any hope or any kind of conviction or feeling that anything's going to change for Juventus? No, I'm not. I don't. And the reason is not because of justice or anything that goes along with what the rule of law should hold. It's because I don't trust in the legal system, in the system that CONI and UEFA, or not UEFA, sorry, FIGC and everything that goes on in Italy, to be fair to Juventus. It's one of those things that I tell you, and I know if you know me here on the channel, I reference a lot of things, a lot of teams and sports here from the United States. But the thing that confuses me the most when it comes to Juventus is that the teams that are here in the United States, the big teams, the ones that usually like the equivalent of what Juventus is to Italy, they're treated well. They may get a few extra little benefits and pushes and, leniency here and there. They can do what they want, what they will. Maybe, maybe you want to buy a player, you send a little extra money that way, a little hush-hush money. You know what I'm saying? You send him a girl or two. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that happens. But here, Juventus never gets treated with that kind of respect or that kind of appreciation. Sometimes, I'm not saying that's right, and I'm not saying that you should be able to go and bend the rules as you please, but at the same time, I've never seen a club get mistreated and abused the way that Juventus does year in and year out. Going back to when I started watching the club back in 2006, obviously getting sent to Serie B for all that BS that happened. Inter, Milan, you should have been right there with us. And then at the same time, here we are once again. So it's a frustration I have. It's insanity to me. I don't think any other country or like league treats a team of this respect that same way. It's insanity. Anyway, that's all. That's my soapbox. Let's get off of it. Let's continue on, though, and talk about somebody who is trying to disrespect Juventus once again, and maybe he's with them and Coney and everybody. But at the same time, let's talk about the reality when it comes to Commisso. He had some comments to make about Juventus, make about how players are panning out here lately. And he says that Cabral and Jovic, 15 million euros in total, have already scored 20 goals. Vlahovic has scored 10 goals, including 2 on penalties. And in all this, we have cashed in 70 million euros. The Cabral-Jovic deal was excellent for us. The Vlahovic deal was not for Juventus. And it's, I'm not going to make more of this than it is. Obviously, he's a little, tongue-in-cheek. He's taking a shot at Juventus because that's what Commisso does. But let's not pretend that Commisso is anything but a cuckboy for Juventus. That's what he is. That's what he does. He does what he's told by Juventus. If Juventus want a player from him in Fiorentina, Juventus get that player from him in Fiorentina. They tell him what will happen. We look in the past. We look at the past of Juventus. Is that of Fiorentina? If we want the player, we're getting. I'm talking Baggio. I'm talking Chiellini. I'm talking Vlahovic. Now you know what I'm saying. Take your shots, do what you will, but let's not pretend that things aren't the way they are and that you're going to bend the knee every single time that it needs to happen. And that's fine. You can take your little shot, your not a veiled shot, your obvious shot about Vlahovic not panning out as well. There's a lot to go into that. There's a lot of reasons for that. But at the same time, you still know where you are in the pecking order, and you know where you'll be when Juventus want something from you. They're going to take it. That's all I wanted to say. All right, let's continue on, though, and let's go and talk about the main-ish story of the day, and that, of course, is about Danilo, and let's go and talk about him and his renewal with the club. Juventus have put out a press release to saying official, Danilo has renewed with Juventus until 2025, so he'll be staying with the club for a couple more seasons, getting a little bit old, getting a little long in the tooth, but again, he's been a serviceable key player of this team, especially here of late. Could I say that about other players that are being rumored with staying at Juventus? You know what I'm talking about, Alexandro. Glad I didn't have to do that video. No, I cannot. But that's what it looks like with Danilo. And he put out a little press release as well, giving his thoughts and just commendations about staying with Juventus. He says, at Juventus, I felt at home immediately. I heard that I could stay under the mole for a long time. And I don't know if that's a translation error that was put out there. It just didn't translate because I don't know. I don't know what mole means. It's a terminology. Maybe I just don't know, or maybe it's just a translation error. Do with it what you will. For a long time, and today with pride, I can say it will be so. I thank the club, my teammates who are always by my side in every battle, and also to the fans who make me feel special every day. What I want is to return all the affection you show me by bringing Juve back to the place it deserves. Go Juve until the end together. So, fino alla fine. So, nice little comment by him. I guess he really could have summed it up by thanks for the money. Thanks for 2 more years, making a lot of money to play at Juventus. But again, nice words by Danilo. Hopefully he backs that up and his play continues to be, or he boosts it at a higher level and Juventus can get back to where they should be and that they should be in the Champions League next season. It ain't impossible. It's not impossible. Even with the minus 15, it's still possible for Juve to make it. We'll see if they do it. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for today's edition of the news. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, are you excited about the renewals? Excited about everything that's happening? If not, let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow me at Justin Sofro on Twitter. And of course, you can follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve, Forza Bianconeri. Say hello to your old lady for me.